All right, going live. I'm seeing people join in. All right, if you guys can hear me, give me a thumbs up or put something in the chat. Just make sure that you guys can actually hear me. All right, I'm not seeing anything in the chat. Let's see. All right, I got a thumbs up, so I assume you guys can all hear me. There we go. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Brandon Robinson, National Director here at Calvary Realty, and I'm pleased that you guys are joining us for this live tour and this live stream of off-Broadway mini storage here in beautiful Santa Maria. This is some of the best weather in California, guys. It is the middle of July, actually not July, the middle of August, and I actually can come out here in my sports coat and not be sweating, all right? But this is a great facility. Look at the surrounding area, first of all, right? We're surrounded by, we have a mobile home park here, right across the way from the facility. It actually borders the property. We have some retail and commercial further down the way. You have Broadway Street, which is probably the busiest street here in the Santa Maria area. And then as I just pan around, you could just see just nothing but single family, multi-family, residential homes, apartments. This is really a good spot to own a storage facility when you're talking about most of your clientele coming from about a mile radius from your site. So, the fact that you have so much densely populated residential, and then you have the commercial right behind me, you have a lot of places from which you can pull tenants. So this property, it's for sale for $3.75 million, which is a great deal. It's at a 5% cap rate, actually 5.4% cap rate on our current numbers, which I actually need to update our numbers because we actually included some expenses in our offering memorandum that shouldn't be there. So the seller made many upgrades to this project over the couple months that he's owned it, such as doing some painting and some repairing some of the siding, doing some items with the alarm system, the fire sprinkler system, and some of those items we incorrectly put into the offer memorandum. So we need to take those out. So that's actually going to make for a even higher cap rate. But you can see here the keypad entry. Every tenant has their own individual access code. So that way the owner can see from anywhere in the country who's accessing the site. So it's very great for these remote managed facilities. So that way you can be able to see the traffic that's coming and going at the property, but you can also lock people out. So if someone doesn't pay, then their gate code would not actually allow them to get access here into the unit. So that's something additional that you can do just to ensure that people are actually paying you and paying you on time. Now the site consists of 20,700 square feet of enclosed self-storage space. So that is the enclosed units. There's 204 enclosed units, and then there's 24 RV and boat storage spaces. So for just the enclosed storage, we're talking 20,700 square feet, and then there's another 5,700 square feet of RV and boat storage space. Brings us to a total of over 26,000 rentable square feet here in the heart of Santa Maria. Now, if you guys know about Santa Maria, it's in Santa Barbara County. It's probably the northmost city in Santa Barbara County, has a population of about 110,000 residents, and it's growing. There's a lot of new development that's happening just within a 1 mile and a 3 and 5 mile radius of this site. So that's very good for you guys that are buying storages. How you doing, sir? See, a lot of tenants here. As you guys can see, very busy here. on a Tuesday afternoon. This is what you want to see. You want to see a lot of tenants here, a lot of traffic, people coming, people going, and most importantly, these people are paying their rent. But as I was saying, there's a lot of new development that's going on in Santa Maria within a 5-mile radius. There's new housing, there's new multifamily housing and commercial that's just walking distance from this site, which is really good for you because in terms of continuing to raise rents and continuing to fill occupancy, I mean, that's really what you need. The more people, the more rooftops, the better it is for your business. So this property, it's currently doing $26,000 a month in revenue, which is a big jump from where it was when this owner bought this property in November of 2024. When the owner and his wife bought the property, it was only at $18,000 per month. So in just a, 7 or 8 month period, actually more like 9 months, he was able to increase the revenue by over $8,000 per month. So that's huge, and there's still some room to grow and some room to increase from there. How are you guys doing? I'm good, doing well. Nice tenants, nice, good, friendly tenants. As you guys can see, property is completely, the enclosed storage portion of the property is completely paved with concrete, which this stuff right here is or an asphalt lot or some type of dirt and gravel lot. Here, we'll come to a couple of these units. These right here are some of the smaller units, the 8x10. So this property offers a variety of units, not just the large 10x10s and 10x20s that a lot of your contractors and a lot of business clients like to rent, but you have some of these smaller units like these 8x10s right here that rent out to a lot of the local college students or someone that's renting an apartment that just needs a space to temporarily store some items. How you doing, sir? I'm good. So the site sits on 2 acres of land, and as I said, it's right in the heart of Santa Maria, surrounded by a lot of single family and multifamily residential. As a matter of fact, if something ever happened with the storage business, which I don't believe it will, you probably can have a higher and better use of turning this site into some type of multifamily development and developing a couple hundred apartments and actually having a much higher value than $3.7 million. So as you can see behind me, that's that's just one portion of the RV, boat, and vehicle parking section, which, because this property is 89% occupied, that shows a lot of high demand. You could technically turn this area into additional storage space, and you can get some of those portable units from Mako Steel or Janus, those prefabricated units, and just drop them right there. Simple, easy. Some people do it without even going to the city to get a permit, and that's additional revenue that you can generate right there because the enclosed storage space actually rents for a lot higher amount per square foot than the RV storage space. Now, if you look behind me, this is the inside of one of the units, and the back wall right there, that's actually concrete block, so very sturdy, very durable. And then these dividing walls that divide the units from one another, that is wood and stucco. Another good feature too that is really unique about this property is that every single unit get that right there. Every single unit has a light. So if you have tenants that come in here early in the morning, late at night, you have these lights that have timers so that people can see what it is that they're doing here at this facility. A lot of facilities actually don't offer that because they're concerned about tenants being at the property too long. But it's a good feature that you can have, which you can justify raising some, raising revenue or raising rents. Now, when this owner took over this property, this place, man, the lady that used to manage it, bless her heart, she was an older lady who did everything by hand, all right? She had a P&L by hand, she kept records by hand, deposit receipts by hand, she had a tenant ledger by hand, everything was by hand. So the current owner, he and his wife, they actually got everything automated to where they took all those tenant records and they put them onto a storage now are accounted for in the software. They have a website, which they did not have before, and they also are able to accept online payments and credit card payments, which was a big deal because the manager in the past just didn't have the capability of accepting credit card payments, and everybody was paying cash and check. So this facility is really set up to run itself and to be ran remotely. As you have the automatic gate with the keypad where you can see who's coming and going. You have the security cameras. There's 8 security cameras on this property, so you can see what's going on at all times. And the rentals are all done online. The majority of people, they call the call center. The owner uses Zion Call Center Management, whom we use as well. And calls go to the call center. Tenants rent units via the call center. They also go online and they can rent a unit online, put in their credit card information, and actually sign contracts and do everything all online. So this is a great facility where anyone can run this place wherever it is that you are in the country. Now, I'll do a 360 pan here. I'm here in the back lot, and this is a 11,000 square foot lot that is currently being used for RV and boat storage, but it can be turned into self-storage. You can put in a couple rows of drive-up storage back here, or if you wanted to have some climate control units, you can just build one large climate control building, and you can rent that out at a much higher rate than you can rent the RV and boat storage for. The RV and boat storage will rent for about 25 cents a square foot, but for the enclosed storage, you can rent that stuff out for $1, $1.50 for some of the large units, and then for some of the smaller units, you can rent those out for a little bit higher rate per square foot, about $2 per square foot. So great facility, a great area. The owner has this property actually was on had some oil wells, which the owner has a site closure letter to show that there's no further action needed in regards to doing any type of remediation of those oil wells that were here on the property. So this is a really good deal. I mean, the fact that this owner was able to come in and just in a few months quickly turn things around and increase the revenue by 44% from 18,000 to 26,000 is big. It just speaks of how low the rents are at this property and how much demand there is, because even with him raising rates, his occupancy actually grew. When he bought this site, it was at 80%. The property is now at 89% occupancy. A couple months ago, it was at 95%. Then he, started raising rents a little bit, lost some people, but now it's back up to 89%. And there's actually another set of rent increases that's scheduled for September, which is going to push the revenue up to over 27,000. Another good feature about this property is that there is some debt. There's a loan on the property that can be assumed subject to owner approval. Now not the owner, but the lender. The lender is a private lender who has a note on this property for $2.5 million. It's at 5% interest and principal, 25-year amortization, and it's a 10-year term with 9 years left. So that's pretty big. You're not going to find better financing than that in this market right now. I mean, if you're lucky, you probably can get a loan for 6.25%, 6.5%. But to get a loan at 5% interest in principal, 9 years left on the loan, I mean, that's really big. So a lot of good things about this property. The fact that you can still come in and raise rents, the fact that you can expand and add on to it, and the fact that you can get debt at only 5% interest is, I mean, that's huge. You know, I actually would, you know, to be honest, you know, if I had a 1.3 million liquid, you know, I'd buy the property myself. So yeah, if none of you guys decide to buy the property, I might just put together a partnership and buy this place myself. Now we're entering into the office slash residence. So here, let me take you guys out actually to the front of this office. All right, so here's the front of the office, and a real neat feature that he has, which, you know, I actually need to name, unit number, phone number, the amount of their rent, slip it right here through this deposit, and then they paid their rent. So most of the people actually pay online, but you know, you still have, you know, a good maybe 10 to 20% of folks that come in here and actually pay via check or via cash. So this is the management office, which the management office is actually not being used because there is no on-time full-time manager. So this is actually potential for somebody to come in here and rent this out to you know, a local contractor, like plumbers like to rent these type of spaces, electricians, real estate agents, just somebody that wants an office for themselves and wants to work outside of their home. I mean, you can come in and rent this space for about $750, $1,000 a month, and actually add to your income. There's a nice large size bathroom, which if you wanted to, you can put a shower in here and you know, actually move things around, put a shower in here, and yeah, rent it to someone that's a contractor that wants to take a shower and clean up, you know, before leaving work. So we're gonna go upstairs now to the manager's apartment, and the property is managed by a young lady named Adrian, and she would like to stay on board with whoever the new owner is if they would have her, and she gets to live in the apartment for free room and board, in exchange for her management services. So there's no rent that she pays, there's no utilities that she pays, which, I mean, that's probably about $3,500 right there, because this place would rent out for about $3,000 a month in this area. Plus, when you add $500 for utilities, I mean, that's pretty good, you know, pretty good amount that she's getting for management services. So you can see this is the living room space, dining room space. Come over here and we have the kitchen. Pretty nice sized kitchen for an apartment. Countertops. Hey, it's a nice. This is a really nice sized kitchen, actually. I mean, to think about it, for an apartment, these nice cabinets. So this is a 2-bedroom and 1 bath. So here goes the bath right there. Coming in here to bedroom number 1. Nice size bedrooms. And here goes bedroom number 2. And Adrian, some of her duties includes every day she will go out and do rounds at the property, morning and night. So 7 o'clock in the morning, she'll go out, she'll walk around, walk the property, drive the property, look for any type of issues, anything that needs to be cleaned, you know, pick up some trash. If there's some paid, she'll go and she'll do some unlocks. So very good to have someone that's actually at the facility to look over things. Now we're going into this is another room that's just a kind of a bonus room here at the apartment. This actually used to be part of the garage, but this was turned into a separate room. If you actually wanted to put an office in here, you can turn this into a bedroom and now have yourself a 3-bedroom home. And another thing you can do too, if you really want it to be creative, you can turn that room into a bedroom, turn this office into a bedroom, and then now you can have a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home that you can rent out. And this is assuming that you bought the property and didn't want to keep Adrian. And so again, guys, this is a very nice property. We got it for sale for $3.75 million. Offers are due Monday, August the 25th. A little bit about the owner. The owner, some of you guys seen this property for sale last year, and you saw what the owner paid for it, and you are kicking yourself that you didn't buy it at that price, which you should have. Now you got an opportunity again to buy the property. So if I were you, I wouldn't make that same mistake twice. When he bought this place last year, a couple of you buyers thought that he overpaid and you thought that the price was a little bit too much. And now that you see that he's increased the revenue to over $26,000 per month and counting, you're wishing that you would have paid $3 million, and you see that now $3 million was a good deal. So if I were you, I wouldn't make the same mistake twice. I'd pull out that checkbook and buy this property immediately. We have a lot of interest. I've been touring the property with buyers yesterday, today, and yeah, I'm expecting a lot of activity, a lot of interest. Again, this is a property that I would buy myself. I ain't got 1.3 million right now liquid, so I'm not going to be doing that. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me, brobinson@calvaryrealty.com. You can call our office, 909-380-0073. My cell phone, I take calls and texts, 760-534-8135. And yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I should tell you about this property that I have not already told you. Drainage is great. As you can see, you got these drainage grates in the ground. The property drains to everything kind of flows from east to northwest. So you won't have any type of issues here with flooding, and this is going to be a very good property for someone, for them and their family. Oh, another thing too, while I'm at it, is the owner, he has tenant insurance, but he doesn't actually enforce it. So that's some potential for you to come in here and make another couple $1,000s per month by getting all 200 of these enclosed storage units, paying you tenant insurance, where you'll probably charge them $10, and then the company that you're partnering with will give you a split of that, $5 to $7 per month over 200 units. You guys can do the math. That's a lot of money. But anyway, thank you guys for your time. I'm Brandon Robinson, Calvary Realty. This is Off-Broadway Mini Storage here in Santa Maria, California. Pull out those checkbooks and let's make some money. And until next time, as always, guys, keep making money. Thanks for your time. Talk to you soon. Get those offers in August the 25th, this Monday, August 25th. Thank you.